killed by a fan testing his strength. October 22, 1926, a student punched Houdini's stomach. Ruptured appendix, but he kept performing for days, refusing to appear weak. His greatest trick was convincing us he was invincible. Not magic that killed him, but pride. We built celebrities into gods, then cried conspiracy when they prove mortal. Which celebrity death do you believe?
A president told America the world might end in 13 days. And it's the same nuclear anxiety that has Gen Z panicking about World War III today. On October 22, 1962, JFK went on TV, revealing the Soviet Union had placed nuclear missiles in Cuba, just 90 miles from the United States. For 13 days, the planet held its breath as two superpowers stood on the brink of a nuclear apocalypse that would have ended civilization. But here's the aha moment that changes everything. The crisis wasn't just about missiles. It was about public perception. The standoff was a televised performance of power, with leaders playing a deadly game of chicken while the world watched in terror. This is the timeless pattern of geopolitical conflict becoming mass entertainment. We consume news of potential wars like a Netflix drama, forgetting the consequences are real. Do you trust our leaders with nuclear weapons?
America's most wanted criminal became more famous than movie stars. And it's the same criminal celebrity worship that makes killers go viral on TikTok today. Charles Pretty Boy Floyd was a notorious bank robber during the Great Depression. The media portrayed him as a modern-day Robin Hood, stealing from the rich banks that ruined ordinary people. On October 22, 1934, the FBI gunned him down in a cornfield, a dramatic end for a public enemy. But here's the aha moment. Floyd wasn't a hero, he was a violent killer. The public, desperate and hating the banks, projected a fantasy onto him. They needed to fight the system, so they turned a murderer into a legend. This is the timeless pattern of society romanticizing outlaws during economic hardship. We turn criminals into celebrities to channel our anger. Which modern criminal gets a pass they do not deserve?
One company's bad day destroyed the entire American economy. And it's the same financial fragility that could cause a collapse tomorrow. On October 22, 1907, a failed attempt to corner the market on copper stock caused a run on the Knickerbocker Trust Company. The panic spread like a virus, with depositors rushing to pull their money out of every bank in New York. The system completely froze, leading to the nationwide panic of 1907. But here's the aha moment that changes everything. The system wasn't built to protect the people. It was a house of cards built on the gambles of a few very rich men. The collapse revealed the entire economy was interconnected and dangerously unstable. This is the timeless pattern of financial systems prioritizing risky profits over stability, leading to inevitable collapse. Are our banks any safer today than they were back then?
A company killed 207 workers, then evicted their widows and children. And it's the same corporate exploitation we see from billionaires today. The Blantyre mining disaster of October 22, 1877 was Scotland's worst. An explosion killed 207 men and boys, leaving hundreds of families without a provider. The mine owners had ignored all of the safety warnings for years. But here's the aha moment that changes everything. Their cruelty didn't end with the explosion. The company owned the workers' houses, and they immediately evicted the grieving widows and their children, throwing them onto the street just to make room for replacement workers. This is the timeless pattern of corporate greed, viewing human life as a disposable resource. From unsafe factories to union busting, the goal is always the same: maximize profit no matter the human cost. Which company is the most exploitative in the world today, right now?
Lance Armstrong won 7 Tour de France titles after beating cancer. Millions called him a hero, but on October 2012 he lost everything. The most sophisticated doping scheme in sports history. He bullied teammates into cheating and destroyed whistleblowers. We wanted a hero so badly we ignored every red flag. The pattern repeats with every celebrity scandal. Which downfall shocked you most? Most you most? Which downfall shocked you most?
A train crashed through a building and the photo went viral 130 years ago. And it's the same kind of spectacular disaster content that fascinates us today. On October 22, 1895, the Granville-Paris Express overran the buffer stop at the Gare Montparnasse. The locomotive careened across the station concourse, smashed through a 2-foot-thick wall, and plummeted onto the street below, creating one of the most iconic photographs in history. But here's the aha moment that changes everything. Our obsession with watching spectacular failures is not new at all. Before the internet, people gathered to stare at train wrecks. We are morbidly fascinated by chaos and destruction, especially when it involves massive, powerful machines failing in the most dramatic way possible. This is the timeless pattern of disaster as public spectacle. What's the most insane disaster video you have ever seen online, and why?
The first criminal caught by wireless technology was a wife killer, and it's the same surveillance tech that watches our every move today. In 1910, Dr. Holly Crippen murdered his wife and fled with his mistress on a ship to Canada. He thought he had committed the perfect crime, but the ship's captain grew suspicious and used the new wireless telegraph to send a message to London. On October 22nd, police arrested Crippen as he docked in Quebec. But here's the aha moment that changes everything. This was the birth of the modern surveillance state. For the first time, technology allowed law enforcement to track someone across the globe in near real time. This is the timeless pattern of new technologies, created for connection, being immediately weaponized for surveillance and control. How much of your privacy are you willing to trade for security? Really?
Edison didn't invent the light bulb, he just made it better. And it's the same innovation mythology that creates tech gods today. On October 22, 1879, Thomas Edison's lab perfected a carbonized cotton filament that could burn for over 13 hours. This was the breakthrough that made the light bulb commercially viable. But here's the aha moment that changes everything. Dozens of inventors had already created light bulbs before Edison. His real genius wasn't invention, it was relentless iteration and, more importantly, marketing. He created a powerful personal brand as the lone genius inventor. This is the timeless pattern of innovation being rewritten as a story about a single hero, erasing the complex history of collaboration and incremental progress. It's a mythology that helps create the tech billionaires we worship today. Which modern tech CEO is the most overrated of them all, and why?
America's most elite cultural institution was designed to keep people out. And it's the same cultural gatekeeping we see in Hollywood and the art world today. New York's original Metropolitan Opera House opened on October 22, 1883. It was founded by the city's new money elite, like the Vanderbilts and Morgans, because they were excluded from the old money society that controlled the established Academy of Music. But here's the aha moment that changes everything. They didn't build it to make opera accessible to everyone. They built it to create their own exclusive club with more and bigger private boxes than the old opera house.
This is the timeless pattern of culture being used as a weapon in the wars of the elite. It's not about the art, it's about creating status and exclusivity. What's the most elitist cultural experience you can think of, and why?